Hello and welcome to a very special Battle Operation 2 featuring the Dijeh, effectively a rebuilt and modified Rick Deus in a number of ways focused more on ground combat. Now, it's an interesting unit that starts at the cost of 550. It is ground compatible only and a general. It has a ballistic resistance of 18, a beam resistance of 21, a melee resistance of 21, a range strength of 29, a melee strength of 35, a movement speed of 135, and a thrust gauge of 65. For parts, right now I have 16 close, 17 medium, and 10 long. If that's the after adjusted, just negative that one across the board. That's what starts out without improvements. For equipment, we have the Hakashiki beam rifle, the Dijeh beam sword. Do not pay attention to the fact that it looks suspiciously similar to a Gelgoog weapon, the head-mounted Vulcan modified, and the clay bazooka shrapnel. Effectively kind of acts like the Xeon shotgun that you might or might not be familiar, but it's a pretty good way of knocking people out of the air, if you get my gist. For skills, we have leg shock absorber level 3, emergency evasion system, flight control program level 2, anti-blast stabilizer level 1, high performance balancer level 1, melee combo controller level 1, forced injector level 1. I always enjoy me from forced injector. Some backbinder special cushioning level 3, the big wings. Effectively, I think that is a negative 32 damage, or negative 30%, sorry. Optimize cooling efficiency level 1, special leg buffer level 2, and maneuver armor. Now, what can I say about this unit? In a lot of ways, it performs less like the Rick Deus, which is a pretty good unit, and more like a Gelgoog, with effectively the Gabaldi Beta rifle in a way. It has a instant stagger shot. It has the shrapnel bazooka to help stagger as well. It has some head Vulcans, but it feels like an improved Gelgoog almost across the board in a lot of ways. And even with some of the design features, you'll get a little Gelgoog feeling. So if you're really good with Gelgoogs and you want something just a little bit different, I think this is your go-to. It's a fairly simple and straightforward unit in and of itself that has some pretty good skills, and it's fairly competitive in the higher cost. It won't blow your socks off, and it can definitely have some trouble with the units that have more options and tools to bring to bear than it does. But if you're looking for something simple, effective, and has some familiarity, especially if you're a Gelgoog enjoyer, this is the unit for you. So let's see how it does in the match to come.
Hello and welcome to the match, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic week, and this is a situation battle that popped up recently, and well, I took it as an opportunity. So I'm gonna jump over here to see as quickly as I can, grab it in my fantastic yellow outfit, and jump back in. Like I'd been saying in the preamble, this unit does, in a weird way, handle somewhat like a Gelgoog, so I was a little bit more at home with it, even considering I hadn't used it in probably a year in game or so. It's not bad unit, I just hadn't used it, and so shabam. Now the shrapnel bazooka will show its use in a minute as I take these two guys on. It can't really press me too hard at the moment, and there we go with that. Shazam, getting some damage in there. I thought the Hyzak would be pushing over, so I didn't push up to get that melee strike. But the shrapnel bazooka is pretty good for what it does. Catch him with that. He's going to dodge out of that. And we're going to push him. Now, I'm trying to be careful as we get in here. And, he does have a quick boost if I remember right. So I'm going to get him there. He's going to zip out again. I'm going to do a little bit of a clown show of chasing him around. And I thought I'd just Vulcan him to death at that point because I was tired of running after him. And let's move on to our Dijeh friend. Another unit I actually quite like. He's going to dodge out of the way. Just switch over to Head Vulcans, wear him down. Come over here, hit our Ashlamar friend, smack my guy in the face. Well, you can't help the high five sometimes. So, initially we're doing pretty good, but that's because we're somewhat concentrated. And I see a guy spawn here at F. I'm going to take a shot at him, but the pattern is not tight enough, so I'm just going to walk on him instead. But our team didn't want to move forward at this time, so we're kind of going and of course the artillery's on the other guy and hasn't come down, but it hits me. As tradition demands, my first death is to artillery. Always fun. Always fun. Gotta take a drink real quick. So, one thing I will note is our team is very scattered, and they remain very scattered as 4 is fighting a guy in the base right now. 3's falling back to help, and that leaves our Zeta Gundam by himself. Now I decided to spawn in a little bit further away because I wasn't sure if he was going to survive, and I didn't want to immediately just become fodder as well. So I'm going to take some advantage of my range to get some damage in and to effectively be a pain in the butt for some of these guys. Because I don't think I could have actually helped number 5 out in that situation without getting myself inevitably killed unless the other team would completely start raving mad. Now they're going to push me, and he's going to get a melee slide in on me. And, well, he's going to try to bump me. That'll work out somewhat for him as they come in here. I forget sometimes how good the Ashlamar actually is as a unit. Get him with that. I'm worried about having 2 guys run up on me, so I turn around, take out the Dijeh. And I'm going to continue kind of bumbling my way through fighting this guy. He's going to dodge out of the way, and I'm just going to take the better part of Valor and move up here and attack him. And he's gone. And then move over to try to help my guy. I hadn't realized at the moment that I was at 800 odd freaking health. I'm going to come in, smack him with that, go in for this, immediately get hit by my own guy's shot. So I'm just going to fall back. Because, again, I just realized my health is so low. This unit does have a lot in common with the Gogu. It is fairly quick and spry as I take a shot. And, ooh, nice damage to the rear. But it does handle in a lot of ways that you'll be familiar with, especially if you like the early production type or one of the high mobilities. I'm not saying they're exact, but if you've played one, you're somewhat familiar with another. Now, I'm going to get fairly aggressive in this bit, because, one, I'm at 800 health. Anyone could really kill me at this point. And I'm just like, well, maybe I can get something done. Okay, let's just ignore. I was down striking him and he ignored it. Whatever. Was going to die regardless. At least I took most of his health with me. But sometimes that's all you can do unless it's a desperation situation. Doing as much damage as you can be beneficial for your team if you do it at the right time. So we're going to drop in here. I'm going to see all of these guys teaming up on my team armade over here, number 1. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to take advantage to a degree of my weapon options as I get shot repeatedly and knock him down, back off. I was hoping this guy would come flying over into the artillery, but you know, it only really happens to me. And he's gonna run away. sometimes that's all you can do, even if it's cowardly. Meow meow. And I'm going to play around with this Dijeh a little bit. Because, well, really, wasting my time with him and playing his game is really only going to cost me health. But, also, sometimes you want to get rid of these guys because they can make things a little bit of frustrating. Going to charge, knock him out of his flight form. That's one way to get them out of their flight forms if they're trying to come at you. Just use the charge. Gonna wait for it, and I'm gonna come back around here because he's not paying attention to me. He's so focused on that I'm just going to get him there, accidentally knock my guy over, come in, put a big old hurt on him again. And one of my big problems in a lot of cases is I tend to change my focus a lot because I'm trying to help out my team as much as possible. So I switched over to the Mars side, and I ignored the guy behind me. So I was trying to help him finish him off so that he could hopefully take this guy on. But, you know, unfortunately, 2-on-1 at the wrong time, and I think a third rolled up on him. But even then, they're all the way over there killing one guy and have no hope of actually being able to make a charge to get that last bit of hope in to try to take the match back. They could have focused on larger targets, gotta kill him real quick, and then move over, get shot in the face because of victory. You know, he wanted to shower me with praise. He just pulled the trigger too fast. Victory pose, Nemo's everywhere. 2 board positions and first place. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.